It's hero time! Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, as you can see by the title of this video, I am finally gonna be starting off my reactions to a series like many others that I love and adore deeply, and it's a show that is near and dear to my heart, that being Ben 10. And we're gonna be checking out the first two episodes of the show, those being And Then There Were 10 and Washington, B.C. Before we get into the reaction though, a couple of things that I need to talk about, since I expect a lot of you guys are gonna be probably new to the channel. I do plan on reacting to pretty much all of Ben 10. That includes all the movies, all the series and everything. Basically for the next year, probably like 2, it's gonna end up being more like, I will be reacting to Ben 10. That said, in between the different Ben 10 series, I'm also gonna throw in some shorter series like Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood or Secret Saturdays or Redakai. I'm not 100% decided on which series it's gonna be, but that's what I'm gonna be doing. Like, once I'm done with the original Ben 10 series, which we're starting off now, I will react to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, because I recently finished, well, I'm still reacting to it, I'm still uploading the reactions, but I've done reactions to the original 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist, and I want to see the reboot as well, you know? And in between Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, most likely I'm going to be checking out Secret Saturdays and the like. Like, there's a lot of shows that I want to cover, and I feel like that's just going to spice things up instead of me just, like, watching Ben 10 for, like, 2 years and no other cartoon, you know? But yeah. Anyway, I am really excited to get into this show because, like I said, it's a show that is near and dear to my heart. I love it. Hell, this show is the reason why I wear goddamn watches, man. And I'm sure that there's probably a lot of you guys in the audience who have had the same experience. Ben 10 for me is the reason why I wear watches, because when I was a kid I would literally look for anything that could be like a substitute for like an Omnitrix or whatever, because I didn't have the toys, I didn't have the means to buy them, and there wasn't like an actual proper Omnitrix toy where I live. I only got the cheap like shooters that would shoot out like little discs or whatever. That's the best I got. So I never really got a proper Omnitrix, and I would definitely love to get my hands on one still, but I still created my own substitutes, and in the end it led to me just wearing watches, which, yeah, cool little story about why I wear watches. But I gotta say, I was actually originally a little bit of a hater of Ben 10 when it first started airing, because it kind of appeared out of nowhere for me, and the toys were kind of everywhere. Like, everybody had like merchandise of it, and that kind of bothered me. And in addition to that, the name Ben 10 also really sounded stupid to me, especially the translated version, because I'm not a native English speaker, if you didn't notice. It just sounds even dumber in my native language, so that kind of made me hate it. And I guess also a little bit of my contrarian attitudes also kind of played into it as well, because whether I like it or not, sometimes I just don't really like popular things. And it's not really up to me, but after watching like an episode or two on TV that just happened to be on, I think it was one of the first episodes that I watched. I think it was the one where they go and visit their grandma, and there's some shenanigans over there. And I kind of fell in love with the show, you know? But I think the moment where I can definitely tell you made me a fan of Ben 10 rather than just a kid who enjoys Ben 10 was the day the Alien Swarm live-action movie was released. Because on that day, as a preparation for that big event, Cartoon Network did a huge marathon of all of the episodes of Ben 10. And there was actually a surprising amount of episodes that I hadn't seen before, which was kind of cool. And it was a great experience. And it was also the time where I learned the goddamn theme song to death, and I played it to death then. But yeah, that day was such a pain in the ass to go through, if I gotta be honest, because my perception of time back then was still like so slow, so it kind of felt like ages waiting from the morning till the evening for the movie to drop. Even if I enjoyed all the episodes that were being released in the marathon, it still felt like such a chore to wait until the evening. It felt like I waited a fucking year for the movie to drop, but then it dropped and it was so goddamn awesome, and I can't wait for us to get to it, because like I said, I will be checking out all the movies as well, and in chronological order as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to cover in terms of my personal opinions and experience with Ben 10. It's a show that I love. I remember even watching a certain like game show that was made for Ben 10. That shit was really cool. And I kind of had forgotten until this moment how much I love that as well. But yeah, Ben 10 is such a good show. It's a shame that they had to reboot it with a shitty reboot, like all cartoons nowadays end up going through, but we still have the original series, and I just can't wait to get into it. Before we do though, I do want to share with you guys, since I am pretty sure a lot of you are going to be new to the channel, that you can get full-length version of these reactions over on my Patreon or Ko-fi account, where by subscribing at the specific tiers I've created for it, you can get access to some or all of my full-length reactions, which includes cartoons like this one, short live-action TV series like the H2O Just Add Water series, which I'm gonna be starting to react to today as well. Long live-action TV series like the Ghost Whisperer live-action TV series that I'm reacting to and have been reacting to for a couple of months, and movie full-length reactions like my reactions to all of the TMNT movies basically, and some other horror movies that I've already reacted to and will be reacting to. Basically, you can get all of that over there, although it's kind of separated at different tiers. You can also alternatively just stick with the YouTube version of this reaction, since it's up to you, and I do my best to keep all the best parts in the YouTube reactions, but yeah, you pretty much decide what you want to do with that. Anyway, enough chit chat. Without further ado, let's start off Ben 10 reactions with the first episode, and then there was 10 in 3, 2, 1. Man, I love the look of the series in the original series. The art style is so cool.
Hull damage 20%.
The show never really got as good, did it?
I have come too far to be denied.
Man, that so does not sound like what I know Vilgax to sound like.
Normally we take your money and beat you up, but since it's the last day of school, we're gonna give you a break.
Since when do nerds bully other nerds?
Leave him alone. Get lost, Shrimp.
I said back off.
Oh, looks like we got us a hero. Suppose we don't want to back off.
He's gonna make you. Good job, Ben.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, at least you're not the only one getting
Next time you
ashamed.
want to play hero, make sure you can back it up.
Come on, Ben, let's go. We're burning daylight.
Hey, Grandpa Max, I've missed you so much.
Take it easy, dweeb. This wasn't my idea. Somebody convinced my mom that going camping for the summer would be a good experience.
You know, when I was a kid, I kind of hated her and found her annoying.
I thought it would be fun.
But I feel like I'm actually gonna like her so much more on this rewatch.
Each activity is color-coded, so I never did the same thing 2 days in a row.
Oh my god, that is so relatable, what the
I'm
heck?
going camping for 3 months.
Geek.
Jerk.
Something tells me it's gonna be a long summer.
Oh, you don't even know it.
Prepare to board. I want the Omnitrix now.
God, I love the word Omnitrix so much as well. It's such a cool name for that watch. goddamn, it's so creative.
Who wants to roast marshmallows? Okay.
Kids and their technological devices. It's even worse nowadays.
Better than having to spend a summer with your freak of a cousin.
I'd like to, Grandpa, but I'm busy doing a web search on cures for extreme doofusness. Nothing yet, Ben, but let's not give up hope.
Oh, come on.
Whoa, a shooting star!
You know, I wonder, did they actually plan for that sudden change in direction to be ever explained? Because, you know, I wonder, did they actually plan for that sudden change in direction to be ever explained? Because we all know what that is actually and why that happened now in retrospect, having seen the ending of Omniverse, but I wonder if they actually planned it from the beginning. I wouldn't think so, but dude, this is such an iconic look for the Omnitrix. It's still probably my favorite. God, I miss this show.
Ben's been gone a while. Well,
Man, the pacing of this episode is really quick. Here we go. That is such a bad idea to do in the forest. I cannot say this enough.
probably some darn fool camper out there messing around with something he shouldn't.
Ben.
Ben.
This would be so cool if it weren't so not cool.
Man, after reacting to the crossover between Ben 10 and Generator X, I didn't realize honestly how much of a fan I am of Ben 10 and how excited I am to watch it
I know I
again.
look weird, but there's no reason to be scared.
Because I love that crossover so much. I don't know if it's uploaded by the time I've uploaded this video, because I'm not sure when I will be posting it, but it was a really fun crossover.
Ben? Is that you?
Yep, it is.
What happened?
Well, when I was walking, this meteor fell from the sky and almost munched me. Except that it wasn't a meteor or a satellite, but this cool watch thing that jumped up onto my wrist. And when I tried to get it off, I suddenly was on fire. Only it didn't hurt when I was accidentally starting this mega forest fire.
Dude, I love the grainy effect on this show. It's so good.
What do you mean it's not there? This battle nearly cost me my life. And you say
Jesus. That is pretty brutal. You know, I don't know exactly how Vilgax is supposed to sound like because I've only watched this show dubbed,
Clamped onto your wrist.
but
hey, this time it wasn't my
it still
fault.
sounds a little weird. It doesn't sound like what I know that he should sound like.
He's not a monster. He's an alien. I mean,
Not so subtle
what
foreshadowing.
else could he be?
Yeah, I don't want to be fire guy forever. How am I supposed to play Little League this fall if I charcoal the ball every time I catch a pop fly?
Man, the way this show is done here with like the sound effects and the general ambience and like music really reminds me of the TMNT 2003 series, which I've reacted to on the channel before, and we'll be doing new reactions to it soon enough. Because the old ones are of garbage quality.
Your parents drop you when you were a baby?
Come on, you can't tell me you aren't a little bit curious what else this thing can do.
Not in the least.
Oh, come
Sure
on.
you're related to me.
I mean, it's actually very debatable whether she is related to you. You're a brown-haired boy, she's an orange-haired girl.
Help people. I mean,
The only thing common between you is your green eyes.
you know,
Oh my god, these transformations as well are so brutal. And again, they never were as cool as these original ones. It's not like the other series are not good, but there's something about the original one that was just
Ew. This
so
thing's even uglier than you are
magnificent.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's not a total loser. Ew. 2 words. Breath mints.
That was unnecessary, Ben.
Here, Ben! I'm gonna tell Grandpa that you turned into some freaky animal monster thing and went swinging around the forest when he told you not to.
Man, for a first time fighting, you're pretty good, Ben. I love how the timeout is used in this show. It feels kind of like earned and justified, unlike in like Omniverse. I feel like in that one it was pretty fucking random.
Back off!
In this one I feel like there's always like a set amount of time that it works and then it obviously turns off.
But at least I figured out how to make it work. All you do is press this button. Then when the ring pops up, just twist it until you see the guy you want to be. Slam it down and bammo! You're one of 10 super cool alien dudes!
What about staying a super cool alien dude and not transforming back into plain old pizza face?
I kinda haven't figured that part out yet.
It's gonna be a while until you
Device
do.
as powerful as that watch clamped on you. My guess is we'd better help you learn. Fast.
Alright!
Hell yeah. I love that he is actually like open to the idea of Ben using that thing. Probably because of his experience.
Things that attack me.
But I feel like most characters and most parental figures would just shut that shit down because it's
I
dangerous.
think I can help them.
So what can this guy do?
I don't know, but I bet it's gonna be cool.
I mean, all of them are. I feel like the OG 10 aliens are so goddamn iconic, and Diamond Head is definitely the most iconic, you know? It's definitely one of the coolest ones.
You want somebody to pick on? Try me.
Maybe learn how to use your powers, Ben, before threatening.
Cool.
You know, now that I think about it, this guy is more of an emerald head rather than a diamond head. Because diamond's not green. Strike back already, Ben. You can't just keep running away. Whoa.
So, we even?
Even.
Oh, the iconic way he defeats him. I remember that. That's so cool.
Goes around. Let's see how you like it, you techno freak.
Good job, Ben.
Alright! Way to go, Ben! Diamond-headed guy?
Think my work here is
Man,
done?
I love how chill Grandpa Max is. He's such a cool character.
Hey, check this out.
He's the Flash. When I was a kid, Accelerate was 100% my favorite alien.
Best summer ever.
Dude, how'd we get up here? I'm not sure. It all happened so fast.
Okay. And then that was the first episode of this show. I kind of can't believe that I've just reacted to it. Because, like, I wasn't planning to react to this show already, like I said earlier. My plan was to finish off uploading my reactions to Fullmetal Alchemist and Generator X, and then start off this series and H2O Just Add Water at the same time. But since my videos, for one reason or another, are not really getting as many views this month, I'm worried that I'm not gonna manage to make enough money to even earn the money from AdSense, so I decided to just do this. But I'm honestly happy. This is a really, really fun show, and I'm already giddy to be watching it, you know? There's not necessarily much to say about the episode itself, though. I think it's a good episode. I think it's enjoyable, but I feel like for this one, my nostalgia is definitely affecting it a lot. Especially because, like I said, I recently reacted to the crossover with Generator Rex, and I loved it. I really, really loved seeing Ben again after all these years. Because I definitely haven't watched anything Ben 10 100% in the last 5 years. Probably in the last 7 or 8 years overall. Because I don't even watch TV for the last 5 years, and I definitely haven't watched it in that period of time. But even before that, I wasn't really watching Omniverse much, so yeah, I don't know. This is really fun though. I love the vibe, I love the look, I love to be back watching Ben 10. It's just such a cool and interesting and creative show. Like, there's very few, maybe none other shows than this one that give me the vibe that this show does. Because it's such an interesting sci-fi show that feels, I don't know, so forward-thinking and so creatively driven, for lack of a better term. Because I feel like a lot of the time, even something like Generator Rex doesn't feel as creatively driven as this. Like, this show is so good. This franchise is so good because it's kind of a universe on its own. I think that's what is so interesting to me about the show. It's like a universe of its own. Like the DC universe is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like just no other show really matches that. And I love it. I would love to see like a DC-like universe of Ben 10 stuff, Ben 10 shows, because there's so many different characters, so many different aliens. It's kind of like Doctor Who, honestly, when you think about it. And as a huge fan of Doctor Who, yeah, I like this show a lot as well. But yeah, this is honestly a perfectly fine introductory episode. And even with the nostalgia factor in me having seen this episode before, obviously, and remembering a lot of it, I still find myself enjoying it quite a lot. Like, as if I was watching it for the first time. And there's honestly not really anything to critique about it. There's no part of the episode which felt slow or boring or annoying or anything. It felt like it was going as fast as it needed to. And it was really, really fun. I loved everything. I loved subtle foreshadowing for the future. I loved seeing the fight. Like, the fights are, in a way, surprisingly entertaining. Because I obviously enjoyed watching Ben 10 and the fights and everything. But since I've started my YouTube channel, I've obviously mostly reacted to TMNT shows. So I guess my brain is kind of used to that kind of fighting scenes for the most part. And whenever we don't have as good fight scenes like that, it kind of causes me to be annoyed. But for this show, I'm surprised that it doesn't, is what I'm trying to say. I'm surprisingly, like, really engaged and really enjoy the fights. But yeah, I'm honestly, and pun not intended at all, going to be giving this one a 10 out of 10. I've really had a lot of fun watching this episode. It's so good to be back with Ben 10, and yeah, I just can't wait to continue. I definitely remember that there are some somewhat annoying episodes early on of this series, because like I said, I've watched an extensive amount of the original series when they had a marathon. And I definitely remember that some of the earlier episodes being my least favorite, and the more it kept going, the more interesting it was, so can't wait to get there, and especially I can't wait for certain really memorable episodes like Ben 10,000. That shit was so cool. But yeah, really, really fun episode. At this point, I think we should just get into the next one, because this was so fun, and I don't think there's anything else to say right now, so yeah. I guess without further ado, let's get into episode 2, Washington, B.C. in 3, 2, 1. This is so comic booky. I love it.
Who are you?
I'm here to help.
How can we know that you didn't cause this? Man, you really got him proficient with being a superhero very quickly.
gold sumo slammer card. Where'd you get it?
Oh yeah, I remember the sumo stuff. That shit was so cool.
Inside a box of Sumo Smack cereal.
Yo, Super Doofus! The fire was just a diversion to cover up a jewelry store robbery. The bad
Okay,
guys-
when did we become vigilantes, Gwen? God, I love this theme song. I'm gonna have so much fun just listening to it in the reactions, man.
10 superheroes on that stupid watch and you picked the one with the flaming butt?
Jealous?
I honestly thought that I was gonna hate their banter, but it's actually really fun.
They're all yours, officers. Now, I know y'all want to thank me, but
Step aside, son. This isn't playtime.
playtime. I'm the one who captured them. It's not fair. I'm the hero. Oh,
They don't believe you, Ben.
Yo, Animo. I know you're in there. Open up.
Man, I don't quite remember the origin story for Animo. He's a pretty cool villain, though. I feel like he's very reminiscent of Dr. Octopus, and I feel like he kind of feels a very similar role for Ben as Dr. Octopus feels for Spider-Man.
Now get out. You're disturbing me.
Looks like you were disturbed long before I got here, pal. Listen, Doc, you and your furry friends are out on the street, unless you pony up the green. What's that? You remember the Moose Lodge or something?
This is my transmodulator.
For a second there, he sounded a little bit like Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Which I would feel like it would be a fitting voice actor. Jesus.
I can't hear you.
That's kinda dark.
You have a frog in your throat. Or is that the other way around?
Oh, he's not dead. Okay. Man, it's so wild. This show is so reminiscent of other shows in terms of its vibe, but it's also so unique. I love it.
oh man. Another
Man, they're really showing off all the aliens very quickly.
looking for the gold Sumo Slammer card. Duh.
You're supposed to use your powers to help people, not find some stupid trading card.
Why are we buying all this cereal?
Well, we would have only had to buy the one that I found the gold Sumo Slammer card in if Gwen hadn't butted in with her big butt.
Hello? You were trashing the whole cereal aisle.
Oh
just to
my
find some
God.
Stupid piece of cardboard.
How age changes insults is really interesting. Because I don't know if she was an adult whether that would be like considered an insult.
Maybe you're right. I don't deserve a gold Sumo Slammer card. I mean, it's not like I rescued a bunch of people from a burning building or anything like that.
You should do those things not because you get things for it, though. You should do it because it's the right thing to do. With great power comes great responsibility, Ben. And now because you used your watch, you don't have the ability to transform. That's why you shouldn't use it for stupid things, Ben.
Don't be a hero, kid. Just run along and play.
You are so lucky I can't go hero.
Freeze! Get down off that giant frog and put your hands up!
Dude, I love the transformation sequences. They're so cool. This is such an iconic episode. Be a hero still.
To stop an overgrown
It's not the watch that makes you a hero. It's you, Ben. I love how that actually shows exactly that. That he already had heroic qualities. His character is such an interesting character to me. Because he's such a flawed character. Like, he's prideful, he's immature, but he also wants to be a hero for real. It kind of reminds me of Spider-Man a little bit.
Can mess with Ben Tennyson.
If there's anything I can do to repay you, anything you want.
The sumo card.
Well, now that you mention it,
Oh, come on.
Grandpa, I was finally gonna score the gold Sumo Slammer card.
No time for that now.
Oh, come on, he literally can just get it. That's such bullshit. He proved himself to be a hero even without the watch. I feel like that deserves a reward.
Just like the good old days before I retired.
So, exactly are you, Grandpa?
A very special kind.
Darn good one. Ben, what's the matter?
A very special kind.
For being a giant
Dude,
hamster shoot
look at his thing on the windshield. It's like an alien spaceship. What? That's such a cool detail. Foreshadowing. I love that there's subtle moments where his past actually comes through and it kind of tells us, like it foreshadows stuff, and I love that.
When he didn't win some
I never picked up on that stuff when I was a kid.
Good thinking, Ben.
Guess even a doofus can surprise you once in a while.
Aw.
You should know.
Dude, love the art style, man.
Behold the genius that is Dr. Animo!
Genius, more like a lunatic.
Now would be a really good time to go, hero.
Dude, that looks so cool. I used to love Forearms a lot as well.
Let's wrestle.
I love how big he is. Him and Humongousaur are definitely some of my favorites. Dude, I love that we're seeing how both Ben and Gwen proving themselves as heroes so quick. Like, it's so cool. Oh, come on, you're gonna bring the T-Rex back? That is cool, though. You know, I'm pretty sure in, like, Alien Force and stuff, every alien has, like, green eyes. Why is it yellow for the original series? Damn! He is really strong. Oh, how convenient it turned off once you were on the ground already. And that should still hurt, even if you're an alien.
Honey, it'll be an adventure.
I mean, it is. You can't deny it. In what other time are you gonna experience being carried by a giant bird?
It's hero time.
Man, they're really going through all the 10 aliens. Wasting no time. I love that. I love the fast pace of this show.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Spew on me, and you better learn to fly quick.
Man, Ben is a really good tactician right off the bat.
Stop Animo. We're all right.
Speak for yourself.
I'd like to thank the committee for this honor.
That's not how that works. Ooh! Ouch.
Oh man, this hero stuff ain't easy.
It ain't. That's why not everybody's made to be a hero. But the fact that you just chose to save a life instead of getting something for yourself shows that you are one of the people who should be a hero. Well, now you've created an eternal enemy, then.
I deserve that award! I've done it.
How do you explain your being there, guys? How do you explain that to the
For
police?
some reason, that sounds kind of familiar. I didn't get that gold sumo slammer card, but at least I snagged a trophy from Animo.
Souvenir.
Yeah, well, that's what we heroes do best. Rescue dweebs.
You are such a major doofus.
I know you are, but what am I?
Ba, ba. Okay, that was pretty fun. I guess I confused this episode a little bit with what's probably going to be the next episode featuring Animo, which I'm not necessarily too big of a fan, but honestly, I'm really digging the vibe of this show already right off the bat, and I feel like I'm I'm really gonna enjoy watching through this show. This might be the best show or the most enjoyable show that I've ever reacted to on the channel. And since I brought that up, for those of you new to the channel, I've reacted to the TMNT 2003 series, but the videos are kind of shit. You can still go and watch them if you want, but they're not really great. And like I said earlier, I do plan on doing re-reactions relatively soon. I've reacted to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 series. I've reacted to the Transformers Armada series. I've reacted to Fullmetal Alchemist, Generator Rex. I'm reacting to Ghost Whisperer, which is a live-action TV series. I've reacted to all of the TMNT movies, basically. The only one left is the Rise of the TMNT movie. And talking about Rise, I've also been reacting to Rise of the TMNT and TMNT 1987 as well. So there's a lot for you guys to check out if you haven't, if you're new to the channel. And there's going to be also a lot coming in the future with Ben 10 and further series, you know. But yeah, getting back to the episode, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm gonna be struggling a little bit to really be able to critique the episodes properly, because I'm just in a little bit of a nostalgic vibe, I guess, watching this. Because it's just so fun. Like, everything is so entertaining. There isn't a part of these two episodes which feels like it's worse than the rest of it. Like, the pacing is impeccable, the writing is impeccable, the dialogue is impeccable, the action is impeccable, the visuals are impeccable. It's really good. And I'm honestly also gonna give this one kind of a 10 out of 10. I guess at least on a technicality. Plus, I really like the concept of the episode a lot as well. So in a way, this episode is maybe a little bit better, because the first episode is the introduction, so it doesn't really have a concept that drives it forward, you know? It's just the episode that introduces the series. But this one, it's more of like an episodic sci-fi kind of thing, and I nowadays prefer episodic stuff far more than overarching stories, which is wild change from who I used to be years ago. But I do dig the concept of the episode with the Animal being the villain. I used to hate him when I was a kid, but now I kind of like him, you know? It's just a cool concept of turning normal animals into giant mutated versions of themselves, and even bringing back a dinosaur. Like, that's so cool. And like I said, the next episode, which I kind of confused this episode with, is even freakier in that regard, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall there's not necessarily much to say about these episodes that you didn't see during the reactions, but I'm having a lot of fun watching this. I love the banter, I love the character interactions. The characters are really great, and even better than I could have hoped that they were going to be, because obviously I haven't watched this series in like a decade, for all intents and purposes, especially this series, not Ben 10 in general, but this series, very much haven't watched it in a decade, so yeah, I definitely not expect to have as much fun as I'm having with this. I thought it was going to be exciting and enjoyable, but like I said, this straight up is the best series that I've ever reacted to, honestly, because the 2003 TMNT series was kind of weak in its first season. I was still enjoying it and everything, but it was kind of weak, and definitely in other seasons I also found a lot of boring and weak episodes anyway. Transformers Armada, I guess, was kind of enjoyable, but even that one, due to the pacing, was a little bit hard to watch at times. TMNT 2012, I was really not a big fan of it starting it off, but it really ended up growing on me to the point where I now consider it one of my favorite cartoons. Then there's Fullmetal Alchemist, which similarly to TMNT 2003 has some weak episodes and has some really cool episodes, but also the pacing at times kind of makes me feel like it's a chore watching through it. And Generator X, I guess, in a way is probably the closest in terms of pacing, but I still feel like the quality and the creativeness of this show is better than it, because for me, when it comes to Generator X, it always felt like there was something lacking there. Not necessarily that it was bad, I still enjoy the characters, the story, the concept, everything, but there was always something missing. And this show has it. The energy, it may be, I don't know, but this show has it, and I'm here for it. I really like that. And yeah, I'm giving this one another 10 out of 10. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and you decide to stick around for more. Anyway, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 7 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, Hotshot Ninja, Edsap123, Soap93160, and Tia Rose Gelatly. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me if you've decided to support me and have continued to support me in such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not already know. That will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do in my videos. That thing being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman, though I am unsure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people. But that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country, with a family that won't really ever accept the fact that I'm trans if they ever found out, it's not really feasible or easy for me to transition here with minimal to no repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. I don't want you to feel like you have to help me. So if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's okay. Don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me get out of this situation. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the links in the description to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with someone who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!